Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So having another little paper folding play today. Now this is like a little sort of, it can either be a decoration or it can be like a little journaling spot. So I've done both and I'm loving it. Now it's the same sort of idea. I'm going to pop it into this journal because if you remember ages and ages ago, I did these lovely little journaling spots and they're like the little flowers and they sort of like come in little hearts as you fold them. So I was having a play and I thought I would make a little decoration because I've been making decorations, little origami ones, and this one is just so lovely because it just opens out and you've got this beautiful decoration like that which can hang up. I've got a little bead as a closure, which I will show you how I do that later, and we've got the little bead in the middle, that side and that side, and then that just opens up and then it can just close up. Looks like little feet on there, doesn't it? That just pulls down as a little bead, as a little sort of closure. So if you use them as decorations, you could sort of like pack those away each year and then just open them out, which are lovely. But I like this one. I'm loving this one because it's exactly the same. But what I've done, I've just popped it into a little fabric pocket or a little cheesecloth pocket with a little bow at the top. And I was just thinking, if you opened it up, I haven't tied it in a knot, I just did the bow. You could just open up each little section and do a little bit of journaling in it. Fold that up and then you open up the next little section and do a little bit of journaling in, and as you go. Now I've got 5 of these little journaling spots in here and I've cut them so they're like little flowers, which I just think looks so pretty. And I just think it would make such a lovely addition to your journals, and it just folds up. And again, you can always have it as a little pretty decoration, can't you? Because what I was thinking of doing as well, so what I've done, I've just popped that in there, and I find that it's easier to pop it into something before you tie the bow. And then instead of tying the knot, just tie a little bow on there like that. Pop it in a pocket. And I've got my Christmassy tool journal that I did the other day, which I am loving. I was just thinking I might put one to hang off here, just off the edge of the book. So I just think it is lovely. So I'm definitely going to do one for here and hang that off, but I'm going to show you how you make them. So it's up to you whether you use it as a decoration or pop it into your journal. Now again, you can make them as big or as small as you like. All as you need is a square piece of paper. Now this is 3 inches square, and I've already folded 4 of them, so I'm just going to show you. And I've got a little bit of a bigger one, so I'm going to show you the decoration and the one to go in your journal. So all you've got to do is you could take a square. Now you want to fold this. Now I've got a tea stain paper on the back, so if you want the tea stain paper bit in the middle, fold it so that's on the outside. So go diagonally both ways. Now these are just so super simple, like that. Just go diagonally, okay, and then open that up, oops, if you can, and then go the other way so the pattern is on the outside, and then just fold it in half that way like that, and then in half this way. So very simple. Hold that down, okay. And then what that does is you want to take the corners then and then just push those corners in, so just the corners, like that, and you will get your little square. Okay, now these ones I've rounded the little edges off here with my little corner punch. Now I've got another one to do here. I've done 3 of them there. So all as you do is make sure you've got the opening at the top, okay, and then take your little corner punch, take each little section like that and just clip off the corners. So you need to do that with the 4 of them. okay, all the way around, making sure that it's the openings at the top. Oops. And then when you open it out, oops, like that, when you open it out, you've got this beautiful little flower shape like that, which you can pop into a journal like that anyway. I think that looks really, really pretty. So again, I've got another one here. So we want the opening at the top, and then all as we do, I'm doing it with the biggest corner punch bit, but again, you can just do it with whichever, or just round it off. You can do 2 at a time, but my punch is a bit old, and I don't think it could take too thick a bit of paper. So there we go, and there's another one, and that just opens up like that. Oh, I just think they're so pretty, aren't they? And then pop those together. Now you can ink it up. I won't ink it up today. We're going to take our glue, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just open that up. We want to just glue this side. So again, you want the top bit opening at the top. Glue this piece, take another piece and just stick it on the top. Really, really simple. Okay, making sure that you've got your opening at the top. Take another piece there, a little bit of glue. I've just got random bits. I've got these from my script scrap ephemera papers. So I've just used up some scraps that I've got and cut out 3-inch squares. So you can do them with Christmassy papers, you can do them whatever. If you've got leftovers that you want to, that you've made a journal with, just use those, or you can have sort of multi paper ones, different colours, can't you? So I've used 5 because I think 5 is quite a nice size. But again, if you're going to do a big one, then maybe you can probably do more. I might try and do a big one. Pop another bit of glue on there, like that. Take this piece, which way we're going, this way. Pop that on there, like that. Squash that down. Make sure it's all nicely squashed. Oops, wibbly wobbly. And then when you take either end, it just opens up like that. So you've got your beautiful little flower. So this is what, if you have different papers in there, this is what your flower would look like. I suppose you could do a nice pretty one. Would be nice with a red one. It would look like a little poinsettia, wouldn't it? That would be pretty, wouldn't it? So let's just fold that back up again. Now, let's see. Did I put any ribbon? I don't think I did, but I've got a little bit of white, so I think we'll have to use that. I forgot. So what we want to do, actually, I might just ink. Let's just get a little bit of ink. Just ink the edge. You can do the whole thing in one go, can't you? Like that. But I just think, I think I might probably do a little bit of a bigger one to go in my journal as well. I think that will look really nice. Oh, I've got a little bit of brown there. Maybe I'll use that for the other one. We'll see. So that was just inked up a little bit, but I just think just around, it's really, really simple to do. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to, this end one here, I'm going to stick just a little bit of this seam binding on there. Let's tidy that up a bit. How big a piece shall we have? Just enough to do a little bow. I think that should be enough, shouldn't it? Oopsie daisy. Okay, I'm going to get my glue gun. Let's just open this piece out. I'm going to stick it onto this piece here. Just a tiny bit on there. Just so it's going to stick. You can always cover that up if you want to. Like that. And then the opposite side. This side. A little bit of glue on there. Whoops. Stick that on. Now again, you can use thread, you can use anything to pop that on, but make sure that's stuck down. And then there you go, you've got your little one, and then you can just tie that in a little bow, and I just think it looks so pretty. It's quite simple, but again, I'm going to pop that in there. I just think this looks really nice in a little fabric pocket. I'm going to pop that in there because it's easier to tie a bow. So I'm just going to tie a bow. I'm not going to tie a knot because it's going to be harder for you to undo. So you can just tie a little bow, if I can find the end. There we go. Like that. Look at that. So then when you take it out, that looks like a little Christmas decoration, doesn't it? Looks like a little Christmas bauble, which again, hanging off there, I think would look absolutely gorgeous. So that paper's called Bells, Bows and Baubles. So there we go. Do that one up and pop that in there. But I just think lovely little journaling spot for your Christmas journals, isn't it? So shall we make this one? Now I am going to be threading a bead, so you have to bear with me because you know what I'm like on threading. Absolutely dreadful. Let me put my lid on there. So I have got, this one's a slightly bigger. I think this is 4 inches that I did. Again, I've got these ones which I've already done, and I've got my music paper on these. So I printed it onto the front and the back, so it doesn't really matter which way I fold. So I'm just going to, if you've got pattern papers that you don't mind, it doesn't really matter which way you fold, but just do fold it in half and then turn it over and then do diagonally. That means the little folds go in the opposite direction, which is what you need for it to sort of like fold properly, if you know what I mean. Bend the right way. So it's quite simple, like this. So again, like that. So take it from the corners like that, and then just push it in, and then that's what you get, your little corners. And if you wanted it the other way, turn it over and then you push it in from the sideways, and that's what we did with our little Christmas decorations the other day. So pressing it this way you get a triangle, but turning it over and pressing it this way you get a square. Can you see? And then what I'm going to do, again, I've got my little opening at the top. I'm going to take my little corner punch and just punch those little corner bits to give us that lovely flower. Like that. So that's your little flower. Perfect. So this is a nice one for a decoration for if you print on both sides. But if you wanted to do a journaling spot, I would have a, you know, a blank side so you could sort of like journal on it. But they're just so fun and simple to make. Another one that you could make with your grandchildren or children, and it's a nice family one, isn't it? Making some lovely Christmas decorations. So just put that down. And then again, corner to corner. So just start off with a square, or you can have it very random. So if you've got lots of sort of like lots of scrap papers, you could use all sorts, couldn't you? Again, push the sides in like that, and it just comes together. Okay, folded that properly. Let's just, again, the top bit is open so as you hold it, and then just clip those to that side, turn it over, and you've got those two on that side like that. Okay, so we are going to get our glue. We are going to glue these together. Again, top piece open, just so make sure we are gluing in the right direction. Stick that one on top. I've printed these on 220 GSM paper. again, because it's easier to fold. You don't want anything too thick, because they get sturdier as you glue them together. So even if you had just your copy paper, you can, and you don't have digital papers, you can use copy paper. Just stamp it with something. You can have some stamps, you can do potato stamping, you can use any objects to sort of like stamp with. If you've got something like a little circle, you could just dip it into some paint and stamp on it, making some patterns. Make sure that's open. So it's a fun one to do with your grandchildren, isn't it? So pop that on top. So that is number 4. Oops, make sure you haven't got glue everywhere. Open that up, and then we've got one more. Pop that down like that. Pop this on. Squash that down, make sure it's nice and stuck down. So there we go. And then this one's a little bit bigger, but you just open them up like that. I just think it's fabulous. Let's just make sure I've not glued everything together. There we go. Now I'm going to hold those together. These are the two we're putting together. Now what I'm going to do, you can either just pop a little paper clip there if you wanted to, but I'm going to take my hole punch, going to punch a hole together so that you've got a hole either side, so they're in the right place. So if you put them together, you know you're punching in the right place, like that. And then let me put my lid on here. To make, I'm going to use this lovely thread again, which is lovely. This is what I've used on lots of my Christmas decorations because it's lovely. What should we do? Should we have it that length? Cut that in half. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to thread this through one of the holes, like that, me and my threading. There we go. And then I'm just going to tie that in a little knot. But again, you can glue it. If you wanted to just glue a piece on, you can just glue a piece on. I'm just going to tie that one that side, and then we want this one this side, like that, through the hole, and tie that up. Oops. If we can, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so then that's how together, like that. Is that tied in a proper knot? There we go. That's better. Just going to cut that little. Let's cut these little bits off. There we go. Now, what I'm going to attempt to do is take one of these little beads. I've got these lovely brown pearly beads, which I'm going to attempt to thread through 2 of these. And what I'm going to do, because you lovelies gave me the tip of to just add a tiny little bit of glue to these, like that, just to give it that little point. Now, it worked on the other one, so let's just see if it will work on this one. Oops, oops, we're going to go through. One thing I might do before I do that is just poke this through, because they get these pearls, they get the little bits inside, do you know what I mean, that stop things from going through. Now let's see if that will work. Woohoo, there we go. And that just goes on there and pulls that down to hold it in place. Can you see? Let's put those out of the way for a minute. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tie a knot in the top. Now we want quite a big knot so that the bead doesn't fall off the end, like this. So let's just do. Oops. again, if you've got thinner cotton or something, you could probably pop a smaller bead on the end, couldn't you? And then you wouldn't have to do such a big knot. Okay. Or there might be another way that you wanted to join it together. So there we go. What do you reckon? Do that's big enough? There we go. Lovely. So then what we can do, you turn it around like that, close it up, and that bead just pulls down and holds that closed, which is fabulous. I'm going to cut a little bit of that off because that's got the gluey bits on it. And then I'm going to show you how I did this middle bit. So this looks like it's got little feet on, doesn't it? But when you open it up, it makes it so you've got a bead either side, like that. So you've got the bead that side and a bead that side. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of wire. Now this is just florist wire, so use whatever wire you've got. I'm not quite sure what this one is, maybe 22 gauge or something like that. So I've taken a little piece. Let's just close this up. Taken a little piece of wire, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just wrap it round, make a little sort of coil. If you can, just take your pliers and wrap it round like that, just so you've got like a little coily end. Can you see that on there? Then I'm going to take one of these beads and pop that through. So that's the end, so that's going to hold on to the end. And then I'm going to pop another bead on there like that. I don't need it this long. Oops, I can use these. Just take that and then just do another little coil this end. Just wrap it round and round, only so the bead doesn't fall off. Okay, and then we want like a little gap in the middle. Can you see what I've done? Is it easier to see on there? So you've just coiled either end, but you've got like a little gap there in the middle. And what we're going to do, we are going to pop this on there like that. Now I'm going to use some hot glue because I think it's going to be the quickest and easiest way for me to stick that on like that. Okay, stick that down, don't get glue everywhere. I'm going to pop just a tiny bit more on the top, just so it doesn't fall off. I'm just going to leave that for a minute to dry. I'm going to just quickly, while that's drying, I'm just going to ink a little bit more around this bit. Again, I love these to go into the journal. I think they all look really, really lovely. But again, seeing it's sort of Christmas, I thought I would turn it into a little decoration. Okay, so look, looks like it's got little feet. Turn this around, open that up, we can. Turn that round like that, and then you've got your little bead. Just give it a little wiggle so you're in the right place. Bead on that side, and then you've got your bead on that side. Let's just open this up like that. Perfect. Give it a little wiggle and find out which way is best. But there you go. Super, super simple. This then pulls down and holds that together. So the weight of that bead will hold this together. So you've got your lovely little embellishment, or your lovely little decoration. But I just think they're lovely. And then again, pop that in, turn that round, pull that down, and you've got your decorations ready for next year to hang up. So lovely. So this one, I think this one was just 3 and this one was the 4-inch square, but loving them, absolutely loving them. And don't forget, these are fab. Should I pop these on here so you can see them? So They go really well with this page, don't they? But look at that. I love them. Just gorgeous. Open that up. And these ones just journal on your little flowers. So they're like little flower journaling spots, aren't they? You've got 5 little pages in there to journal on. And then you just do it up and pop it in like that. And a little bow. So there we go, guys. Another little paper folding project for you. But the idea was from this, which I did years and years ago, probably 5 years ago now. Which is just popped in there. I did have them, I'll try and find the video, which I glued it to the actual page. You glue this section, just one of the little heart sections, to the page like that, and that just opens out. So you've got this lovely journaling spot. So if you missed it, I'll try and find the video, which I've got somewhere in all my videos. So there we go, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. I hope you'll give this a go. Whether you'll add the beads or something, you'll probably find an easier way of doing it. But I just thought that looked really nice because I like these. They look like little feet. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.